Communist time, it's quite hard to get around, but now you can almost go anywhere. This is Russia! Woo!
Russia is massive. The whole country covers an area of over 10 million square miles, but its two major cities and 4/5 of its population are located in the European part, to the west. I start my journey in Moscow, then I take the train to St. Petersburg with a stop off at Torzhok. From St. Petersburg I fly to the Arctic Circle and to the port of Murmansk, where the end of the winter is celebrated each year at the Festival of the North. Moscow. Seen a lot of changes recently, but it's hard to forget that for 70 years this was the capital of world communism. There you are, now that is classic Stalinist architecture there. You've got the hammer and sickles on both sides, you've got the star at the top, and different layers. That's why it's nicknamed the wedding cake. Better than that, it's my hotel. Because it's never been much of a tourist town, Moscow doesn't have many cheap places to stay for travellers. So the Hotel Ukraine is the sort of place you'll end up in. Good old-fashioned Soviet accommodation from a bygone era. Well, I love the room, but last night I can only afford to stay here for one night because it's $100. But this is what I'm paying the money for. Look at that. I feel like I'm in some gothic horror movie. Many towns in Russia have a Kremlin. The word actually means fortress, but this is the only one that counts for me. It's the place where every Western spy would risk their life to gain access. Now, it only costs you $5 to get in. For most part, it's a lovely collection of palaces, churches and bell towers. Then you've got this ugly monstrosity of concrete, built in the 60s, in the Khrushchev times, to house all the communist conferences and the Soviet meetings. Looks like massive swimming baths to me. But if you just go around the corner, that's where all the beauty is. Not only is this the heart of the Kremlin, but it's also the heart of Russia. That there is called the Assumption Cathedral. And it's probably the most important church in the whole of Russia, because in there many tsars have been buried. So this is the famous onion domes, and apparently there's two reasons why they're that shape. One is when the snow falls, it can't stay on it, so it drops off. And the other one is for the romantics, which is like, it's shaped like the flame of a candle going up to heaven. Apparently this is the biggest cannon in the world. It weighs 540 tons and each ball weighs a ton each, but it was sort of built for intimidation rather than use because it was never fired. And this supposedly is the biggest bell in the world. It weighs 201 tons, but like the cannon it was so big that it was never used because it broke. Never rang once. Oh, the crowds are gathering. I think something's going to happen. I think this could be the changing of the guard. I'm just wondering, like, if everyone had a snowball here and everyone just pummeled the guard, what would he do? Because he can't move. That's it, all changed. Something tells me I don't think I could ever be in the army. I don't know why, I just don't think I could Handle it. Outside the Kremlin's east wall is Red Square. In the shadow of St. Basil's Cathedral, this is the place where the Red Army paraded its tanks and missiles to impress its leaders and frighten the world. This is it, I can't believe I'm here, it's great. This is the famous Red Square. And it was named Red Square years before the communists took over, because it means beautiful in Russia, and it's true. Look, you've got the church back there. This is the massive gum department store. Go shopping. There, I think that's a museum. And could just make it out. That's the Kremlin there, and that there, Lenin's tomb. It's got the lot. I think what I really like about it is like the intricate design, and it's obviously really well made, and there's lots and lots of colours. I just think this hat really suits me, and it keeps your ears warm as well. Anything to see around here? That's the big wall to the Kremlin, and just to the foot of it, this is where all the Soviet dignitaries are buried. There's old Brezhnev and Andropov. And here it is, the main attraction, Stalin. Wow, weird. When Lenin died in 1924, the Russian people couldn't imagine life without him, so they had him embalmed and put him in a display case. This turned the man into an icon of the revolution, and within a few years there was a statue of him in every Russian town. Keeping the body preserved is a huge operation, but there's no longer a political need to preserve the memory. Word is that one day soon they'll bury Lenin in a normal grave, and finally laying to rest the last remnant of the Bolshevik Revolution. Well, I've done it all now. The Kremlin, Red Square, and Lenin's tomb. Save that one till last. That was weird, man. It looks like a waxwork dummy. Really strange. Don't know what was going on in there. There's fast food joints all over Moscow, like your pizzas and your burgers, but I had to go for something Russian. Look at that. It's called a Bellini, and it's got caviar. It's a bit like a pancake, but, you know, I thought I'd splash out a bit. And this is kvass. This is like a bread drink. What they do is they put bread in water with yeast, and then it ferments, and this is the result. Oh, caviar. Oh, red caviar. For $20, you can get an hour-long tour on horseback. You can find them in Vesquire Street most days of the week. This has got to be the most bizarrest way to see a capital. I can't believe I'm on a horse at night going around the shops, and I've been on the main street all the way down. This is brilliant. Look at this. From the comfort of your horse, you can take in all the sights. Can't believe it, we're just going on the pavement. It's like in the middle of Moscow, horses on the pavement. Excuse me. Madness, isn't it? A bit of a horse pile-up. The old Mark statue outside the Kremlin can be viewed from horseback. Actually, even the Bolshoi Theatre looks good from the saddle. I've lost them. Where have they gone? Next morning, it was time to wrap up warm and head out in search of some Russian bargains. I'm off to the market now, get myself some souvenirs and some prezzies. It better be good, because it's going to cost me just to get into the market. Hello, my friend. It's a good market, eh? It's good. Better be for 10. The Ismail Oski market is held in the east of Moscow every Sunday, and is a good place to come if you're looking for eccentric Russian souvenirs. Oh, yeah, the party is over. Wow, look at all this stuff. This is what I like about this market. Loads and loads of Soviet memorabilia. Look at that, paintings of Stalin and Lenin. All these books and posters and that. Nice little statues. Bit of military stuff there. Let's face it, it's only idiots like me that loves all this. Ooh, yeah. How much for that banner? What's that, real embroidery, yeah? Oh dear, I think I've gone a bit mad. Look at all this stuff. I feel like a commie student or something. Ooh. These are good though. Furry insoles, when your feet get cold, you need them. And look at this is it. Lenin statue. It's almost like an Oscar. Here I am at the Lenins. Oh, this is my first Lenin, thank you. No, really, I'd just like to thank you, the audience, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't. Oh, God. There are a lot of statues built around the 50s and put up all over Moscow. This one might not be the best, but it's certainly the biggest. That's a Soviet that is Soviet classic. Lovely. There, if you see the M lit up, you know it's a metro station. And apparently Moscow's got the best metro in the whole of the world. Cheap, fast trains, and the decor's supposed to be mwah! Don't know how it works, put it in there. Oops. There are 150 stations on the Moscow Metro, and they're all clean, safe, and they do look good. This is the Mayakovskaya metro station, named after this guy, Mayakovsky, who's a famous Russian poet. I've never heard of him, but apparently he is. But look at all these beautiful murals, mosaics on the roof. They're not all political ones as well, look, it's just a bunch of fruit, sunflowers there. Built in the 1930s to showcase Soviet engineering, the metro system was one of the great achievements of the Stalinist period. But the people who actually built it worked long hours in dangerous conditions, often without pay. Wow, like a museum. Yevskaya Station tells a history of the Ukraine in a series of fantastic mosaics. And you never see graffiti in the Russian underground station. This is because of the strict policing by the Moscow militia, who clamp down very seriously on any signs of rowdiness or drunken behaviour. With their chandeliers, Art Deco light fittings, marble floors, these stations feel more like art galleries. Cashing in on the lack of cheap hotels, the homestay organisation places travellers in homes of ordinary Russians, where you can get your own room, breakfast, dinner, and a chance to make some Russian friends. Thank you. This is a traditional Russian dish, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going now.
And goes very nice with vodka.
Everything goes nice with vodka.
How is it?
Let me eat it first. Right, is this the famous Bosch soup now? This is yours, isn't it?
Yes.
Vicky?
Yes.
And this is the best place to have it, in your kitchen, isn't it?
Right.
This is what I heard, yeah. It's beetroot soup. And,
Yeah.
and lots of secret ingredients, which I can't tell you about.
The secret is that everybody has the same ingredients, but the hands are different.
Ah. Scary, man. The next day, I headed out of Moscow to Star City, home of the Russian space program. The place where Yuri Gagarin trained to be the first man in space in 1961. It was once a top secret location, but now it's opening up to tourists. This is the entrance to Star City. It's only an hour outside of Moscow, and it actually really is a town. It's got its own road, it's got schools, it's got shops, it's got everything, and you can visit it. Look at that, I love it. Well, you definitely know you're in Star City, because there's lots of space junk everywhere. Look at that. This is the Yuri Gagarin Space Center. First man in space, so I thought, best place to get some training. Excuse me, you ready? Yeah? Okay, I'm ready. If you ever want to leave Earth in a hurry, the $15,000 a week course will show you everything you need to know to survive in space. Well, apparently this is what everybody's wearing in space these days. You can't go up without it. A bit of underwear and all. Ooh! Ready? Okay. Next one. And now we're going to do a bit of moonwalking. One small step. Oh, the sun and Jupiter's too much. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's much better. I can't see Uranus from here. I'll have to use one of these mirrors. Look at this, it's great. Right, what it is, I've just come out, that's my spaceship in there. So I'm just putting the capsule back on. This man's allowed, he can breathe in space, this man. Oh, now I'm ready for a bit of space action. Russia's Mir space station has been in orbit since 1986. And the exact replica of the spaceship is at Star City. So it gives you an idea what life in space must have been like for cosmonauts, like Valerie Corson.
187 days, it's about
half a year, yeah. Blimey. Small though, yeah? How many people in there?
maximum 6 people, usually 2 or 3.
Yeah. How did it feel when you was waiting and then it took off?
From the Earth to the space, it's about 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And
8 minutes and 30 seconds.
We are in space, yeah.
Wow.
All equipment flew in the cabin, and
oh really? Wow.
Our books is in weightlessness, our heart and our stomach too.
Yeah.
Float in space.
Wow. Oh, you lose change. Is it true that the moon is made of cheese?
Ah, made of cheese. Yeah.
Is it true? I have to ask a cosmonaut. Well, is it true?
Yeah, sure. Sometimes we try. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is like when the engine breaks down. You have to get out the old peddler. Oh, are we over Russia yet? Look at that. 100 metres. Look at him go. Whoa. Oh, blimey. Yeah, below, you just go and check that hyperspace overhead cam cyber thing. Look at this. This is the toilet. Check this. Look at the size of that hole. That's for your number 2, so you can miss that. And this is, you put your dingle in there, and that's number 1s. Just like every city, it's even got its own swimming pool. This pool comes complete with its very own spaceship, and the buoyancy of the water makes it a perfect environment for training cosmonauts for spacewalks. Oh, this feels really weird. It's hard to believe, but I'm actually in space now. We're 4 miles from Earth, and I can see Washington DC, and the view from the capsule down to Earth is indescribable. Oh. This is where all the top astronauts train. In that bit there, this is the massive centrifuge, and what happens, that spins round and round and round, and not only does that spin round, the bit that you're in spins round that way, so you're spinning around 4 times, and you come out and you're... I must admit, I'm feeling a bit dizzy already. It's a bit scary. Look, you've got an emergency stop button. Ooh, there we go. Wow.
Ждет, нет?
Oh man, it's getting a bit fast, I can feel it. Oh, my guts are right up. Oh, my guts are right up. Nurse! Oh, nurse! Can you change my bed pattern, please? Oh no! If you can spare $5,000 and book well in advance, you can also experience the ride of a lifetime. Well, this is it. Only 5 minutes to go before they shoot off up there into space and zoom down and all float about. How you feeling? I don't mean just with a man's hands down there, but
Look at dressed up chicken. I used to be a pilot, and so this is the ultimate experience.
you're not scared, huh?
No.
A little anxious? Anxious, yeah. The zero gravity experience is recreated in a special training jet used to prepare cosmonauts for space travel. At 33,000 feet, the engines are powered back. The plane plummets to Earth, causing everyone inside to experience weightlessness or zero gravity, up to 30 seconds at a time. Here. How was it? Well done, spacewoman.
Fantastic.
Was it?
Oh.
What did you do up there?
Oh, spins, cartwheels, swimming from side to side. You were pressed down onto the mats.
Yeah.
Under the force of 2G.
Yeah.
And then suddenly your
Wow,
feet
you're
just left the
floating.
floor and
Wow.
yeah, it's the most wonderful feeling I've ever experienced.
If you're travelling around Russia, the Square of 3 stations is the one place you'll definitely need to know about. The trains from here connect Moscow to everywhere in Russia and the rest of the world. Let's see that. Next. There we are. You need your passport to get a rail ticket, but that's it. All the way to St. Petersburg. Well, a little stop off on the way, but... Hold on. Yeah, that's mine. I just thought I'd show you this. I love it. This is the timetable of trains, and it's great when you've got like Vladivostok as the first one, then you've got Beijing, China, then Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. It's great. I love it. And remember to carry your passport at all times. Yeah, we was just doing a bit of filming and that. It's okay? Yeah? Thanks. Ticket from Moscow to St. Petersburg only costs $10. The trains are slow, so I'm going to stop off in a small town of Torzhok. Well, I ordered some food about 10 minutes ago and hopefully it's come. Just hope I can recognise it if it comes. Excellent. I've ordered some soup, I think. Oh, blimey. Wow. Alright. Trying to fatten me up there. Yeah? Yep. Thank you very much. Just look at this. Perfect, man. In the perfect carriage. The dining carriage. Got a bit of salmon, a bit of caviar, of course, and a bit of the soup. Look at this. It's like Murder on the Orient Express. Oh, yeah. Oh man, God, I fell asleep. Like it get off in time. Wow, that was close.
Важен муж и жене, идти на совет нечестивых. Аллилуйя, аллилуйя, аллилуйя. Яко весь Господь путь праведных и путь нечестивых погиб.
monastery of St. Boris and Gleb was used as a museum during the Soviet regime. But since the fall of communism, the Russian Orthodox Church has enjoyed a big revival. Places like this are now used for worship again, but restoration is slow.
Back in the Soviet times, a lot of churches like this were closed down, mainly because the Soviets sort of discouraged religion in a big way. But it's all coming back now in the last 10 years. That's why this is like half a building site, and the rest of it is beautiful icons.
This is a traditional wooden Russian church, built in 1742, and one thing they were proud of was building them without any nails at all. You can see the wood is just slotted in. But what I've noticed is that someone's come along and for no reason at all started banging nails into it. Look, there's one down there doing nothing. A night in a hotel here only costs $7, but I'm getting back on the train and taking a sleeper to St. Petersburg.
Oh, look at this, it's brilliant. I love train journeys. I've got about 6 hours to go before I get to St. Petersburg, but look at this luxury, lie down. Got my bed, got my shoes off, that's why the carriage is cleared. Oh! I can hear a noise, I can't get to sleep. It sounds like a kid crying or something.
St. Petersburg is the second biggest city in Russia, with a population of 5 million. Until the Russian Revolution in 1917, it was the capital. When Lenin died in 1924, the city was renamed Leningrad. But at the end of communism, the people of the city voted it back to its original name.
Oh, that is so massive, I love it. It's like a classical Soviet building. And there you've got St. Petersburg to greet you in the writing, and that's the statue of Peter the Great. Now this feels like a completely different room to that one. It's almost like I've stepped back in time and now I'm in Leningrad.
In Russian terms, St. Petersburg is a very new city. Its first buildings only dating back to 1700. Nobody had settled in the area before because it was a mosquito-infested swamp. But it was the only place in Russia that could be turned into a port with access by sea to Western Europe. Like Venice, the centre of St. Petersburg, where you can find its most famous sites, is crisscrossed by canals on either side of the Neva River. With its hundreds of palaces and museums, St. Petersburg is Russia's most tourist-friendly city. But even here, there is only one youth hostel.
Oh, this has got to be it. Hello, I found the hostel, but now I need the room.
Yeah, here.
The hostel has an in-house travel agency and information centre, and a bed only costs $15 a night.
Where's the lift?
Lift, it's no lift, it's a very old building.
Right.
There are no lift before.
The shower's downstairs.
So that's each morning exercises to go.
In low season, you might even get a room to yourself, but not this time.
So you'll stay in this room, it's 5-bedded room, and 3 other guys are staying.
Blimey.
Because it's so far north, in summer it stays light until midnight, but in winter you can get 6 months of snow and ice. Because they've got a lot of canals in St. Petersburg, also famous for its bridges, and like its architecture, strong, powerful structures, some say a little bit gaudy, but when it comes to bridges, I think it's each to their own. Me, I prefer more a modern bridge, sort of minimal, you know, good hardwood. St. Petersburg has an excellent metro system, but if you want to see where you're going, then catch a tram.
I found it at last. That little thing hanging off the wires apparently is the tram stop. Here comes the tram. Here it comes. Woo!
It's also so cheap. This tram journey only cost me 10 cents.
Anywhere in the town. Love it.
Since the transition to capitalism, St. Petersburg has failed to attract the same level of financial investment as Moscow. It's broken? What? Yeah, the tram's broken, so we'll... Do I get any money back? I'll just walk it. But its Russian Baroque palaces are the envy of the world. With my guide, Nikolai, from the hostel, I went to the former home of the Tsars, the Winter Palace. This is the Winter Palace, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
It was across this square, on the night of the 25th of October 1917, the revolutionaries stormed the Winter Palace, arresting the government and putting in its place the Soviet regime, with Lenin as its leader. Wow, so the revolution almost started here.
It didn't start here. It was over here. You know, the last things and revolutions were done on the square.
Wow, this is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that.
It's a marvelous place.
It's a serious staircase, isn't it? That's no half measures there.
Yeah, that's right.
Man.
It looks the same as it used to look back in the 18th century.
Really?
It wasn't rebuilt. It's the same look. These were the rooms that were called the Hermitage.
The Hermitage.
Yeah, the place for a hermit, the place to get alone. Yeah. It was built for Catherine.
Catherine the Great.
Catherine the Great. Yeah. Catherine the Second. Yeah.
So no one would come in. This would be a little chill-out place.
Yeah, right.
But to be honest, she didn't need this many chandeliers, did she? Unless just being greedy, no?
Now, the Winter Palace, with its 1,000 rooms and 117 staircases, is home to the Hermitage, one of the greatest museums in the world.
So what was this room?
A boudoir.
A boudoir. I want to make love on the floor of the boudoir.
This is Rostania Square.
Еще раз выйди сюда, я тебя накажу, понял, а? Твоя доступная.
The station?
Да.
Yeah, okay. There's also the station there. All around there's 24-hour shops. This is one of them. I'm going to get some snacks. Apparently it's not that easy to buy things. Oh, what a great shop. Look at that.
Now to buy something. Yeah, can I have a loaf of bread? One of them loaves? Yeah, just one of them. Yeah. 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 Just the one. And I might have one of these and one of these. Thanks. So, how much do I pay? Alright, okay. So, I pay her. I got my little tag. Now, so you point to your food, then you get your price, then you get your receipt for the food, and you have to go back and get it. Yeah, back there. It's okay? Excellent. Thank you. Voilà.
On the other side of the frozen river Neva is the oldest part of town. Called the Petrograd side, this is where the original palaces of the Tsarist aristocracy were located. Now, most of the buildings are foreign embassies. When Peter the Great first came here in 1703, he founded the town of St. Petersburg. First thing he did was plant that tree there. As the city built up around him, the tree stayed there as a memorial, but of course, now it's in the middle of the road. After that, the Peter and Paul Fortress was the first thing built in the city. This is quite funny, this statue. This is a statue of Peter the Great, And as you can see, it's got a really ridiculously small head, because apparently when all the body was made, like as a sculpture and that, and they took the cast of his head and chucked it on, and it didn't quite fit. And if you touch this finger here, it's supposed to give you happiness for the rest of your life. God, it's freezing. Woo. Well, you know, the history's all well and good and that, and it's interesting, but if you follow me, I'll show you the real reason why I'm here. Because the Peter and Paul Fortress is a tourist attraction with a difference. This is my first time for sunbathing in this kind of temperature. First time.
First time?
Yeah. Oh, man. Woo! That's it. Apparently a lot of Russians come down here to do a bit of sunbathing, because you don't get much chance in St. Petersburg. There's some room. Come on, there's some room for sunbathe. And yet, look, let's just see how we're doing in tan states. Mine's going blue. Oh yeah, sun's out. Might have to go in for a little dip now. We love it out here. We can't get enough of it. Oh, somebody lock me up. The fortress is a perfect sun trap, and however cold it is, when the sun comes out in winter, the sunbathers strip off and line up against the wall. The hostel has a well-equipped kitchen, and the best place to get your raw ingredients is from one of the farmers' markets in the city centre. Smells like pickle land to me. Look at this, pickled garlic. Woo!
This is a present.
Yeah, straight in. What have you got to sell me there? That's a serious, that's a big bit of meat there. Go on, look at that. Whoa. Oh yeah, and the trotters, that's what I'm counting. Oh, that's mushrooms with some kind of thing hanging out. Bit of sushi. Wow. Yeah. Is that a football team, huh? I'm sure it's rude, but it's certainly not. Come on, it's it. There's so many great bars in St. Petersburg. A lot of them, though, like down in the basement. So if you're going, you've got to know exactly where you're going. This is called the Idiot Bar, and all it is just one light. And we've got to meet a couple of people in here. Since the collapse of communism, nightlife has taken off in Russia, and so has freedom of expression. Alexander and Andrea have made a good living impersonating Lenin since 1991. Are they? Very well. But under the old Soviet regime, they would have been sent to jail without passing go. Are you brothers? Twins? Right, are you twins? Why do you dress like Lenin? What, you was born with a moustache? I'm just going to play. That means you have to go to jail. Yeah? Do you know some of the speeches, like the Lenin speeches?
Товарищи, встреча друзей в ресторане «Идиот», о необходимости которой даже не мечтали большевики и я, свершился. Позвольте от имени Совета народных комиссаров сердечно приветствовать на этой встрече, пожелать вам здоровья, счастья, успехов. Ура! Товарищи!
But you're still on my hotel. Now St. Petersburg has discovered theme bars. Some of the ideas just go a little bit too far. What about this place then? This is like, what theme's this?
It's a freaky bar for freaky people.
Really? Hold on, that guy's... It's just as Hitler. What a lunatic. What is he doing? I'm getting a little bit scared now.
Yep.
You're right about this. Why should we drink up before we get invaded?
Yep.
This nightclub is based in an old nuclear fallout shelter. Nikolai's band, SP7, are regular performers.
Вот уже веселье продолжается, собрались вместе мы, здесь никто не обломается, рекой пчел льется, вот это просто так смеется, все будет сказку, все хотят на хаус-пати.
So is St. Petersburg best city?
Yeah, that's the best in the
Is it,
world.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In the whole world? Yeah! Glad we got that. that sorted out. Thank you. I feel comfortable. Cheers a lot. I like it's the best. Oh. The next morning, I'm on the plane bound for Murmansk, the biggest city in the Arctic Circle and home to the Festival of the North. Well, the flight's actually quite cheap, like from St. Petersburg to Murmansk it's only $60. And the pilot's just informed everyone that we've just gone over the Arctic Circle. Ooh, only 10 minutes to go. It's gonna get cold out there. Oh, feel that is freezing. If you are going to come this far north, you've got to check out the Arctic wilderness. Oh yeah, oh, don't go without me. It's Murmansk, eh? Oh, hey. You're not even singing. We're all on the way to Lapland Nature Reserve. It covers over 150 square miles and it's possible to visit in groups if you arrange in advance. Oh, thanks. Spasiba. God, this better be it or else I'm in trouble. And the hat might look silly, but out here it's going to be the best thing to wear as I'm going for a little trip out in the wilderness. This is Nikolai. He's a park ranger. This is his hut. But I'm getting kitted up because it's going to be cold. Cold out there? What, is it something about me? Is it... Tell me, is it the hat? Is the hat not really working, is it? Gotta go. The reserve was founded in 1932 to protect reindeer herds. The only way to get around it in winter was by skidoo. To be honest, I think we're lost. Ivan suggested we stretch our legs in search of a good picnic spot before we go on to meet the reserve's most well-known resident. Takes a long time getting up. It's always like quicker getting down. Then it's time to meet up again with the kids from the bus. Rush! What's happening? We're shouting for the Russian Father Christmas because this is where he lives. And all the kids are waiting to see him. And he doesn't come on a sleigh with reindeer, he comes on a big skidoo. Look, here he is. Hey!
Это хорошо. А где больше, мальчиков или девушек у вас? Девушек больше.
This must be it. This must be when all the presents come out. I'm not going to miss out on that one. Come on, you kids, get out of the way. This is my show. You've got to get nasty with these kids, huh? Otherwise they get there before you and unwrap them all. If you get my present, I'm going to be after you. I'll get a ride out of it. A mountain bike, yeah. No nuts or oranges in the stocking. Also, I'd like lots of sweets, because that... Anyway, yeah, Merry Christmas! Hey! Thank you! Oh. Slip that in your pocket. Thank you. Back to serious business. My final destination, the city of Murmansk, which lies halfway between Moscow and the North Pole. Because of the Gulf Stream, Murmansk is the only port in the Arctic where the sea doesn't freeze. I thought I'd better get all the wind and the snow to come to this point here, which is the highest point in the town, and definitely gives the best view of the harbour and the city. Woo. During the Second World War, the port of Murmansk was a vital lifeline for supplies. And Alyosha, the giant memorial to the unknown soldier, dominates the skyline. During December and January, Murmansk has a polar night, which is non-stop darkness for 2 months. And it's no wonder that they like to celebrate the end of winter.
The Festival of the North is a great party. It is like the celebration of ending of winter, but actually not the beginning of the spring, as you can see.
This is not end of winter. Look at this.
It's a big marathon of skiing, and
skiing, hockey,
and underwater swimming on the lake.
On the lake, on the ice.
Yes, on the ice, under ice. Hope to see you underwater.
Underwater?
Just promise me.
I ain't promise you nothing.
Just come on, just one time.
Alright, you go in first and I'll go in after. This is the beginning. Ski marathon, cross country, 50 kilometres. There's a few scared faces in the competitors today when they saw me turn up. Oh, they're off! Oh, I ain't got my boot on yet. About 1,200 people compete in the cross-country skiing, including the Russian Olympic team. I don't believe they're going uphill. How far? Where have all the skiers gone? That way? Where are they? Where are the skiers? Have they gone up there? Oh, that way. Yeah? Straight on. Oh, that's it for me. See, my idea of skiing is going downhill. Not uphill, this is like nonsense. I'm going to go back to the beginning and pretend I've done it all. Oi! All kinds of sports make up the festival, and most you can take part in. The Sami reindeer herders from Lapland come to the festival every year. This is definitely the reindeer enclosure, and they're coming from all around Murmansk, meeting here. And the races are going to begin in about 5 minutes. Here they go. Whoa! Hey, go on! Whoa! He's that way. Got some big money on him to win. So tell him to good luck and to win more. Get some big money today. That's what I'm hearing. Whoa, that is mad. Look at them, they're just on skis now. Just 2 reindeer and a little bit of skis. But what is madder, I think, is the weather. Look at this, like 5 minutes ago, couldn't see that far in front of me. Now, blazing sunshine, look. Look, whoa. One of the highlights of the festival is the swimming event. God, that's cold, look at that. This is the main ice swimming event. You just have to be absolutely barking mad to go anywhere near that pool. Look at that. The chance to see people jumping into icy water in their underpants always brings a big crowd. Oh my God. They can't get enough of that cold water. That's the best pants so far. Look at that blue pair of trunks there. Look at that guy in the end. Fantastic. Which one do you fancy? Like,
Аплодируйте сами себе, своим ребятам, участникам. Я этого года, ребята, внимание, ребята, что же будет?
This has got to be the most stupidest thing I've ever done. What you got to do, straight in, no hesitation. Help! I might as well go the whole hog and swim a couple of lengths because there's no point in just going in an hour. I can't feel my feet or my rubits or anything, but hey, at least I've done it. At least I got that certificate. So where is it? Thanks. Hey, thanks a lot. Hey. Brilliant. Thank you. I love it out here. What's it? Oh, thank you very much for our award. Just like to say, I love it in Russia here. Oh, it's brilliant. I'm surprised I haven't been to Russia before. What I really love about it is there's no pretense, whether it's the people or the buildings, there's no trimmings, there's no fanciness. It's all like, you know, all up front, what you see is what you get. And to some people that can be a bit intimidating, it's like, oh, it's a bit grim, it's a bit rough. But, you know, once you jump in the water, break the ice, everyone softens up and is friendly. Love it. Woo!
Thank you.